Cam Rowe for Cam's Mortgage Minute on Wednesday, May 2nd. As a Canadian, one of the things we are constantly complaining about is the fact that we have too much insurance. I have dealt with, like I said, hundreds of, well, probably thousands of folks by now that have, through either car transactions or real estate transactions, mortgage transactions, and found that everybody is constantly griping about the amount of insurance they have. However, one area of insurance that a lot of people have confusion over is when they're renovating and how their insurance policy is affected by a renovation. TD Insurance recently did an online survey, and they conducted it during February 7th to the 18th, and about 2,748 Canadians were surveyed, and three very large myths were revealed through this, and they were: myth number one, my home will be covered under my original insurance policy during renovations. Some 56% of those responding incorrectly believed they would always be covered by their original home insurance policy during a renovation. And 24% were unaware that moving out for more than 30 days during renovations requires a policy update. Yes, folks, you need to know these things. Upgrades require extensive work, and such as when you're adding an addition to your home or you're lifting it, maybe adding a whole floor, and they're going to require you to change your entire policy, basically because the building's under construction. And if you're not living in your home during renovations, it becomes an easy target, as you know, for thieves, and damage can happen as well, especially water damage, which is why your insurer may require you to secure a vacancy permit if you move out for more than a month. So these are things you need to know. Myth number two, if my contractor is injured on my property while working, his insurance will cover it. Well, you know what? Contractors, as you know, are professionals, and accidents do happen. However, 41% of respondents incorrectly indicated that if a contractor is hurt on their property while working, they will not be liable. Well, if a contractor or their employee are injured on your property, you could be liable for their medical bills, their lost wages, or damages for pain and suffering, all out of your own pocket. Property owners should always ask to see the contractor's public liability insurance certificate. The amount of insurance coverage will depend on obviously the type of renovations you're having performed, the number of employees, and the cost of the overall renovation. The higher the limits of coverage, the more protection you would have. So this is definitely something you want to know about. Renovations don't affect insurance coverage. Myth number three. And many survey respondents didn't know that renovations can decrease your premiums, but are willing to find savings. Okay, so basically 79% of you said that you would be willing to do certain upgrades if it lowered your insurance premiums. The key is you need to know which ones are going to do it. Simple things sometimes, like renovating to put security devices in your house, an alarm system, deadbolts, fixing an old roof, those things are going to basically have a good chance of decreasing your premiums. On the other hand, homeowners don't know the type of renovations that can impact it either. 22% of you were unaware that upgrading your electrical system or a weathered roof could potentially lower your premiums. 53% didn't know that installing such expensive things as granite countertops or expensive appliances could potentially increase your premiums. The bottom line with all of this is it reveals that there is these three typical myths that come out, and I'm sure there's a few more. The rule number one is if you're going to do a major renovation, extensive renovation, call your insurance company, your insurance provider, your broker. Tell them what you're intending to do. Get the lowdown from them on what you might have to change, modify, or otherwise, and make sure that your policy is accurately updated to reflect it. You may have a house insurance policy that covers a house, let's say, to be worth $300,000 if it were to burn down. You just spent $200,000 on a major renovation. Well, guess what? If something were to happen to your house, you don't have adequate coverage. So it's fundamental that you, again, like I said, do the due diligence up front, and when the project is finished, confirm with your insurance provider broker to make sure that you've got the full and accurate coverage on your place. Hopefully this tip's been useful to you, and if you've got any questions, if you're purchasing a house, need a mortgage, anything like that, don't hesitate. Give us a call at the Auxilium team. It's Cam the Mortgage Man. I'm always ready, willing, and able to help, as the rest of the team is. We look forward to assisting you. Enjoy your day.